What is up, y'all? Odeed, aka Big Jake here once again, and today we're gonna cook some Santa Maria style barbecue. Now, most people, when they think of Santa Maria style barbecue, you think of tri-tip. Although my understanding is that back in the day, before tri-tip was really like a thing, Santa Maria style barbecue basically meant cooking or barbecuing the top sirloin. And I believe what they would basically do is take an entire top sirloin and put it on like a stick, basically skewer it and grill it or roast it over red oak wood. So I don't really need an entire top sirloin for just me and my lady. So what I did is I went out and I got the coulotte, or what some people call the picanha part of the top sirloin. What I'm basically gonna do is give it a rub, let it sit in the fridge overnight, and then put it on like a spit and basically cook it on my Weber Smokey Mountain over lump charcoal and red oak. So let's go ahead and get the video started. All right, so here's what our top sirloin coulotte or picanha looks like. Got this fat cap here on the other side and this top part. So it looks kind of close to a tri-tip, obviously from a different part of the animal, but still a nice looking piece of meat. Got some nice striations of fat in here, and probably I think weighed right around what a tri-tip weighs. This is also going to be cooked on a skewer over fire, which is very close to how you would cook a picanha. So the styles are super similar, if not pretty much identical. So you could pretty much use this recipe as a old school Santa Maria style recipe, or a picanha recipe, really. All right, we're gonna put some rub on it. Do the backside first. I'm using my Big Jake's tri-tip rub on this. Although if you wanna go super old school style Santa Maria, you could just use garlic, salt, and pepper. Just liberally apply it. Pat it in. Get the edges like this, whatever fell on the board. So yeah, that's really about it. I'm gonna put this in a food saver bag, let it sit in the fridge overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow and fire up the Weber Smokey Mountain. All right, y'all, it is the next day. That coulotte marinated in the fridge overnight. I'm getting the WSM set up right now. Let me show you how I'm gonna do that. All right, first things first, y'all, we have a full lit chimney full of lump charcoal, and we're gonna go ahead and dump that into the Weber Smokey Mountain. All right, now let's go ahead and put the body together. I also have my rotisserie ring here. I will put a link in the description on where you can buy one of these. By the way, the water pan is going to be kept out and the grate is going to be kept off. Let's go ahead and add the lid so we can get this up to temp. And we are going to shoot for a temperature of around 275, 300 degrees. So yeah, let's go ahead and bring it up to temp, and then we'll go to the next step. All right, we're up to temp. Let's go ahead and throw this on. I'm going to put the skewer through here. I kind of already made a hole so I could get this through quickly. Skewer it in like that. We're gonna let it rest just like that. I think it'll be all right. Now, I could have folded it over, but I'd really like to get a lot of like beautiful color all over this piece of meat. So I'm hoping it'll kind of just sit flat like that. And in a little while, I'll probably flip it. All right, now that the meat's on, now it's time to add your wood smoke for flavor. Of course, we're gonna go with red oak. You could use wood chunks, but I actually have a small piece here of red oak wood. I'm just gonna throw it in there right next to the coals and get it lit. All right, our fire is sitting at 300 degrees. That piece of red oak in there is smoking, and we are basically grilling old school Santa Maria style barbecue, at least as close as I can get to it here in my front yard. So yeah, I think with that piece of meat, as small as it is, this should maybe take about 30 minutes, somewhere around there. So after 15 minutes, I'm gonna try and go ahead and flip it and take its temperature just to see where it's at. So we'll be back. All right, y'all, 15 minutes in, let's take a look, see how it looks. Make sure it hasn't fallen into the fire. You know, so far, I'd say it looks pretty good. Will I be able to flip it? Yeah, there we go, it flipped. All right, let's do another 15 minutes. We'll be back. All right, y'all, 30 minutes in. Let's see what we got. It's looking pretty nice. Let's give it another flip. So yeah, it is looking pretty good, and I think I'm gonna take its temperature just to get an idea to see where we're at. All right, it's at 92 degrees. We still got a way to go. I'm gonna cook this to an internal temperature of about 130 and then take it off. So yeah, let's do another probably 10 minutes and we'll check it out. All right, y'all, I just decided to go straight to the 45-minute mark, which would be about how long it takes to cook a tri-tip. So let's check it out. Oh yeah, that looks real nice. Very nice color on it. And yeah, that might be done. Let's take its temp. All right, it's sitting about 120. So what we're gonna do now is I'm going to basically take the rotisserie ring out as well as the middle ring on the WSM, put the grates back on, and then I'm gonna give it a little reverse sear. So yeah, just basically put it down just on the grates right above the fire like that, and I'd say every 30 seconds give it a flip, and do that for, I don't know, 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times until you get a nice sear on there. Also, after you sear it, if it's not quite done, set it off to the side. You can put the lid right back on. Let it go for a couple minutes like this, although I wouldn't let it go for too long because you are really close to the fire. All right, y'all, top sirloin coulotte is done. I think the total cooking time was somewhere around 50 to 55 minutes, so a little bit longer than I thought, but it was pretty thick in the middle. The majority of the cook was done around 300 degrees, and I'd say the last 5 minutes or so, I took it off of the spit and reverse seared it. So yeah, let's see how it looks. Cut into it, see how it tastes. All right, so yeah, this is what it looks like. Check it out. You can probably see the juice just coming out of it. Super juicy. I let it rest about 15 minutes. So let's cut into it. One thing to note, like you would with any other piece of meat, is if you pull it apart here, you can see where the grain is running. And our grain is running this way, so we're gonna go ahead and cut against the grain. Probably gonna have pieces that are a little more cooked here on the ends, and then as we get to the middle, it'll be a little bit more rare, but I took it off at about probably 128. Check out this piece here. Look how juicy it is. Oh man, amazing. I'll go ahead and cut it in half, see what it tastes like. Also, just real quick, this thing is super juicy. Oh man, that is good. That is really good. Let's keep cutting it before I give you guys my total thoughts on it. Oh man, it looks crazy good. Once again, super juicy, looks great. All right guys, let me give you my thoughts on how it tastes. All right, so the question you're probably asking is, how does it compare to tri-tip? So I think as far as this goes, and I would say this for any cut of beef, to me personally, each cut of beef tastes a little different, even if you cook it with the same seasoning and you cook it exactly the same way. Basically meaning a ribeye has a different flavor than, say, top sirloin. Due to fat content and texture and whatnot. So I would say that this is really good. It's amazing. It's just different from what tri-tip tastes. In fact, I'm actually really glad I did this, because when I get kind of burnt out on cooking tri-tip and I still want to do Santa Maria style, probably go get me a top sirloin here, because I mean, it came out great. This is also a great way to cook a picanha. So yeah, good stuff. All right, my name is Odeed. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm out. Peace.